They came out of their classrooms in North Kordofan state to complain about bread shortages and the rising cost of fuel and transport. But minutes after the student protest started in the city of El-Obeid, security forces opened fire.
My brother died as a martyr, and I will not cry over him because, God willing, he's in heaven. Blood for blood. We won't accept anything else.
Funerals have been held for some of the several people killed, some reportedly by sniper shots to the head. The Central Committee for Sudan's Doctors, which is allied to the opposition, says dozens sustained critical injuries. Following months of political turmoil, more protests started on Saturday. Protesters, infuriated by the announcement from the committee investigating the pro-democracy sit-in killings on June the 3rd in Khartoum. The committee announced that the ruling military junta wasn't to blame and said 87 protesters died. Activists say the true total is more than 100. Hours after Monday's killings in El-Obeid, protesters in other cities came out to condemn the renewed violence, many demanding that the opposition coalition, known as the Forces of Freedom and Change, halt negotiations with the ruling military junta to form a transitional government. Both sides signed an initial power-sharing agreement earlier this month, but are yet to agree on a final deal and form a government. Some activists are concerned that the talks and deals seem to be centered only in the capital.
Is this something that only happens outside and in areas that are not part of the center? Is it like people in the center can come out and protest and they're okay, but people in the periphery can't? So we need to know the answers to these questions.
As talks between the opposition coalition and the military junta continue, so do the demands for a civilian government, as well as calls for justice and accountability, not just for the lives lost in Khartoum in June, but for the Sudanese killed in protests in many other states nationwide since then. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.